Welcome to Inside Greeley. In this episode, we have a very special guest joining us to share insight into how the city's addressing homelessness. Thanks for joining us, Emma.
Thank you for having me.
Amazing. Well, for our viewers who aren't familiar with Homeless Solutions work, can you give us an overview of what the department does?
Yeah, so our mission is to reduce and prevent homelessness in Greeley. We have a shared vision to make homelessness rare and brief in Greeley. And our department was started based on this shared belief from council that everyone deserves a right to housing and to have a safe place to live. And so that's really what our department is focused on. Our department does a lot of things, but we really focus a lot on case management, and that could mean a lot of things. It means working with people and finding people who are homeless, identifying them and identifying their strengths and their weaknesses, or maybe not so much weaknesses, but their boundaries that they've developed while homeless that might prevent them from getting housed. And we really meet people where they're at. That's a saying that we say a lot in our department, whether that's on the streets, location-based, or where they're at in their housing journey and mentally. We are the ones who are trained to help them and to make sure that they get housed eventually. Yeah.
And how many people, or about how many people, were homeless in Greeley in 2025?
So it's really hard to put a number on it because it's such an unstatic number. If you think about homelessness, maybe someone falls into homelessness one day and then they find a family member that they can stay with, and then they can kind of like self-resolve their homelessness. But also people couch surf, and that doesn't mean that they're not homeless. It still means that they have a housing instability. And so also, the point of the fact that we need to be able to see someone and have someone ask us for resources so that we know that they're homeless. And so the best number that we kind of have for that point is about 630 people reached out to us for homeless-related services in 2025. So we know that about 820 people enter into homelessness, and then 145 families based on our data at any given time, at any given year. And so every homeless story is different. Everyone is unique in what they need. Our case managers are really great about going out in the field and trying to find people and get them connected to resources, but the resources are limited and we just don't have enough of them. And so we're doing the best we can with the resources that we have. But if you think about the uniqueness of homelessness, everyone falls into it in different ways, but the number one reason why people become homeless is low wages and high housing prices. So anything could come of that, but that's something that we know across the country leads to homelessness, and we're trying to do our best to combat that.
And I know a little bit about the homeless response system. Could you give us an idea of what that is?
Yeah, so it's all about partnerships. So partnerships are so vital to the work that we do. The work that we do is so specific, and the work that other agencies do, they're experts in as well. But we need every part of that to be able to get someone stably housed and be able to be independent in housing by themselves. So we have the homeless response system is basically all of the agencies providing homeless assistance resources. And just to name a few, we have North Range Behavioral Health we work with, United Way of Weld County Human Services Department, and even just understanding the differences between all of those, it's incredible just how different and what the spectrum is on what people need to exit homelessness. We kind of, like I said, we meet people where they're at, we identify their strengths, and we are the ones who can help connect them to those other resources. We're at the Link Library right now, and that's important because we have started a really great program where the outreach team goes to the Link Library and has about 15 other providers who can all have resources at the same place. And so it means that someone experiencing homelessness doesn't have to know where to go when they fall into homelessness. They can kind of be held up and supported and kind of have a guide on how to resolve their homelessness.
If you or someone you know is experiencing homelessness, we encourage you to contact the outreach team using the number on your screen. And to learn more, visit the link in the description.